What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Hey, I want to share one kind of cool story of a way God has used me, and like I've said before, walking with a little bit of caution just as I share stories of mattering to someone, because ultimately I feel like it's their story to share, not mine. And I also don't want to overplay my role as if it was the X Factor role, when in reality I'm just one of a lot of people that any given person has experienced, But this is a pretty cool story, at least at a high level, and I won't get into the personal side of it because, again, I'm not them, But the story goes like this. I am hanging out in the MSC, the Memorial Student Center, with my fellow Aggies, and at this point I'm probably out of school. I think I am now just working and serving as a volunteer within the college ministry. I might have been a senior, but I think this was the year after my senior year. So I'm just on campus because we're doing different campus events and whatever. And simultaneously, we were starting a life group on campus. We being the college pastor was on that leadership team, and a few other kind of older college leaders. We had about 10 people or so committed to being a part of this, life group that meets on campus, and hoping that it grows, people come, etc. And anyways, this is a week before school actually started, and I just walk up to this dude. I think he might have been hanging with one or two other dudes, or no, he was sitting by himself at the time. But then, anyway, let's say, "What's up, man?" And he's immediately super, he looks very uncomfortable. Like, "Why are you talking to me?" So just like, "Hey, what's your name?" "I'm Jeremy. Good to meet you." And he's kind of but then he's being nice. So he wasn't super annoyed, he didn't want the conversation to be over, but he kind of did. But whatever. You're just walking that line, and then within a minute, a couple friends join him. And his friends were less uncomfortable than he was, I think, because his friends probably thought that he knew me, or that I knew him, because when they walked up, I was already talking to him. Regardless, friends walk up, I'm like, "What's up? What's up, y'all? Whatever. What's your name? What's your name? Cool. What do you do? How long you been going to A&M? Whatever." Just small talk type stuff. I'm like, "Well, we're about to go eat lunch with a few of other friends." And I just invite myself in. I'm like, "Can I come?" And they're all like, "I mean, sure." Anyways, so funny. Just a little bit of boldness. A little bit of boldness is all you need. But I think, whatever. I get to know, where you from, and, just small talk type stuff. And, "Oh, cool, I'm from Houston too," whatever. "Hey, this Wednesday night, we're doing this small group upstairs in MSC. You should totally come if you want to." He was like, "I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't." I don't think I ended up staying for the whole lunch. I think it became clear that I was the one person that was not an established member of this friend group. But maybe I got his number and was like, "Let's hang out sometime. Would love to hear your story," or I don't know what I said. Or just "Hey, if you want to come, shoot me a text." Maybe I texted him the next day, "Hey, great meeting you." All that to say, he ends up sheepishly coming to that small group. Because I was nice, right? And I guess he was at least a little interested, and it was his first, he transferred into A&M, so he didn't have, at least I think I'm getting this story right. Maybe it was just his freshman year. But he didn't have a super established community. Maybe he was going to transition. Maybe it was his sophomore year, but he was just going to move churches, so he was looking around. Sorry for all the missed details. The point is, Judah Matthews, legend of the faith, shows up to a small group within a semester's time, he's like a staple person in the group. Within another semester, or maybe it was the next fall, he gets baptized, and I got to baptize him because he asked me to. I said yeah, which is just crazy. And he was already a believer, so I'm not trying to over dramatize the story, but was like any believer growing up in a well-meaning home in the southern region of the United States. Maybe he was still navigating the difference between what do I really want and what do I believe, and what was just kind of force-fed to me or pressured upon me growing up. And so, hence, his decision to get baptized, of, the truths and the reality of who God is and what he wanted his life to be about, became much more rooted and went from something that he was maybe emotionally unsure about or distancing from in some ways, to something that, he wanted to go all out for. And so, just cool. And he stuck around. I mean, he was super involved his whole 4 years. He was the originator of the most epic GroupMe that has ever circulated those parts, called Antioch Dank Memes. I was not invited. I think they wanted to keep the pastor out of that thing so that they could troll about things that I may or may not have been an authority figure upon. Anyways, it was a well-meaning GroupMe. All good fun. And again, my actual involvement in Judah's heart, how much did his relationship with me matter to him? That's his story, and it changes over time too, right? Someone can mean something to you in a semester, or in a year, or in 2 years, but it doesn't mean you're, besties for your whole life. Unfortunately, I would be your bestie, Judah. Just move to Fayetteville. We can talk about things, do besties. Anyways, just super thankful for him and just the ways that he helped welcome so many people over his 4 years or 3 years that he had around our community. I mean, just such a staple. Seriously, just an amazing leader in his own way. Not like the most vocal guy, but very clearly just helping people get comfortable. And it's cool because, my first interaction with him, he's like uncomfortable, and he knows what it feels like to feel like uncomfortable and don't know a ton of people and why are you talking to me and whatever. So for him to just be able to translate Christianese into something people can understand that aren't indoctrinated already, or to help someone feel comfortable that doesn't already have a ton of friends, are just super valuable skills. And his perspective is also super unique, just a really uniquely gifted guy. So just thankful I got to know him and got to meet him. And just crazy, guys, that literally walking up to a stranger in a random building on campus, and he's a little bit like not loving it, just nothing crazy. I didn't do anything, I didn't perform any miracles, at least not to my recollection. And yet ultimately there was a relational desire to grow together, to relate to each other, to make friends together, to pursue God together, that you're not going to necessarily know from, hey, how you doing? My name's Jeremy. But the willingness to step out ultimately led to this person choosing to be baptized, committing his life to Jesus, and helping so many others along their own faith journeys as well. And so it's just amazing, just amazing. And who knows what he would have chosen in his time in college, or how many people he would have influenced, or whatever, without that simple, awkward conversation that we had in the student center. So pretty cool, guys, pretty cool. That's all I got for y'all today. Hey, tell someone hi today. See what happens. I'll talk to y'all soon. Life is worship. God is love.